Good morning. We're at Gerdau in Winston? I think it was Winston. Nope, Wilton, Iowa. We're picking up here and going to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Monday delivery. Today's Friday. The 12th. Oh, I feel the guy walking on my trailer. They told me to go into door 28, and immediately I started going into door 29. I don't know why. I just started setting up right from the get-go. I started setting up from it. Then I looked in my mirror. I realized it was 29. He said 28. Dumb shit. Anyway, we're getting 22 footers. And we got to tarp it, unfortunately. Alright, here's what we got. I already started with the tarps. I got all the straps on already. There's two more bundles on that side that look like this. And then this small one in the middle. They kind of pissed me off because they changed my center. I had the center to go along with the center load level line, and they moved it to the light. Apparently they know better. I'm still a little pissed off about it. Live and learn. Alright, there's the tarp. It's a little rough because of the sun. But I used one steel in the front, and then I used my smoke tarp in the back, since we only had about 3.5 feet there. Smoke tarp never lines up right, but it does the job. They really did kind of piss me off because of the way they did that. We're told to set up our boards. We set them up, and then they move them around. What was the point of me setting them up to put it where I want it? I understand moving this board in a little bit, or move this board in a little bit, or push them a little bit closer to one another. We spread them out too much or whatever. But like for me, the first thing I do is I go from my center point. And I put my center point where I needed it. And then they moved it 2 feet forward. Like I know close enough to what I'm doing that I don't need you to make a 2-foot difference without checking with me. Sorry, I'm just going to chuck it up to live and learn. You know, I gotta wash my hands real quick. They're absolutely disgusting. Alright, now that I got everything somewhat together, 39,477 and 6 bundles is our load. We're going to head right back over to basically right where the Iowa 80 is. But we're going to go to Cross Street and get fuel. I had gotten 60 gallons on my way out here at the TA there, just to cover a shower. And that was just so I could get a shower last night. If I was going to be there all weekend, I was going to top off there so that I'd be able to take a couple showers throughout the weekend. But obviously I'm not going to be stuck here for the weekend, so I'm going to get it where it's cheaper, which it's only 5-cent difference there. It was for us anyway. It's $3.11 at the TA, and it's $3.06 at the pilot. We're gonna get topped off real quick and then start heading out to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. I'm gonna be pissed about how they loaded this thing all the way there. Now it's a lot more weight on my truck. As we experienced with the excavator, a couple feet makes a huge difference. I did figure out I only moved that excavator about 4 feet when I did it, and that was like 4,000 or 2,000 pounds when I did that. Obviously, a much bigger machine, but my point is a small distance can make a huge difference. Anyway, our ETA is Monday morning, about 7 a.m. I'm going to get to where I can get to tonight. I pretty much got full hours. Let's see. Oh, this thing can be so stupid. This is a bumpy road. Yeah, I still got pretty much the whole day. I got 10 hours and 28 minutes to drive. I kind of came off lost the hours on my full day. But that's still fine. 10 hours and 27 minutes to drive. I got 10 hours and 28 minutes on my 14. So we'll probably lose a little bit of that because we're going to need an 8-hour break. But we should still end up in Ohio somewhere. Where exactly, I don't know, but I don't figure out where I'm going to stop until I get towards the end. Only because it's just a waste of time. You end up getting in an accident for 3 hours, and now you got to change your whole plan around anyway.
Right onto I-80 toward US 6 East.
So, anyway, that's it for now. Alright, so I'm going to reset my mileage again. Right now we're looking for the past, well, since I reset it last time, it was 5.8 miles ago. I got 7.4 miles to the gallon, averaged 43 miles per hour, a total of 55 hours and 51 minutes. And now we'll reset it and we'll see what we get next week. Come on, you piece of crap, man. There we go. We're at 219,969 miles. Put quite a bit of miles on this thing since the beginning of what was it, 24? So a little over a year and a half ago. 219,969, and then we were right around 43,000, so about 176,969 miles in a year and 9 months. So, well, I'm supposed to be using this refrigerator for food, but we haven't gotten any food yet, so I've just been stocking the drinks up in there. This week has really been more about testing the refrigerator and the freezer and making sure there's no problems, because it's been sitting for over 2 years, not running or anything. So I'm still getting a pretty rough stench out of the freezer. It's been all wiped down, cleaned and whatnot, but if it starts getting hot in here, it starts kind of thawing the freezer, and it doesn't hold its coldness for very long. But I mean, to be fair, if I had a bunch of food and stuff in there, it would make a difference, because that food would help keep that coldness a little bit longer. So being I have nothing in there other than a pack of Reese cups right now, makes it really hard. I don't know why I turned my air off. Oof.
Turn at the first left onto
Anyway,
I-80
we're
toward
gonna hit
US
the road
6 East.
and knock out some miles. We got from here 826 miles to Pennsylvania. So I think we're definitely gonna do a little bit of road footage on this one.
This is a love song, despite what you think. No matter what happens tomorrow, I just wanted to tell you one thing. I'll never, ever give up. Never, ever, my love. I may fail a million times, but I'm stubborn as fuck, and I'll never, ever give up on you. Meet me in the garden where the wildflowers bloom. Forever, trust me, my darling, as I sing you this song. And I'll never, ever give up. Never, ever, my love. I may fail a million times, but I'm stubborn as fuck. And I'll never, ever give up on you, my love, on you, my love, on you, my love, on you, my love. And I'll never, ever give up. Never, ever, my love. I may fail a million times, but I'm stubborn as fuck. And I'll never, ever give up on you. No, I'll never, ever give up on you. No, I'll never, ever give up.
Good Sunday afternoon, evening. It's just about 6 o'clock now. I stayed at Lake Station, Indiana for 34. Hung out with a friend. Kind of stinks because I lose a whole day's worth of driving for the week. But I think this week coming up is going to be a slow week. Right now we're going to get up tomorrow morning and deliver this load here. I don't know if you guys remember, a ways back we had a load that I did a round trip with, and it was precast concrete, like drainage pieces, funky shape, light stuff, but pain in the neck to try to even up on the trailer. It's a short one, and it's only going to run up to Albany, New York. It pays just under $1,000, but, and then I got I have some feelers out for Wednesday. I'm kind of crossing my fingers, hoping to get some, just come back down to Pennsylvania quick, and then I might eat the deadhead, go back home, and try to pull something out Monday. We'll see what happens as far as that goes, but that'll be in the next video. But as of right now, we're heading over to, but it's a Rudders that we're going to, and it's just outside of Harrisburg. It's not very far. New Canaan, Pennsylvania. we won't be very far from the delivery for tomorrow morning. But I'm trying to get this delivered first thing in the morning, so I can shoot over and get the other one picked up. I got to pick up the other one by before 1 o'clock in the afternoon. But this is 6 bundles, and the one bundle is a tiny bundle sitting on top, so it really shouldn't, whether they're doing it by crane or forklift, it shouldn't take them very long at all. But I'll get back with you in the morning and we'll see how we made out. Alright, good morning. Getting ready to take off. Just finished up the pre-trip. Didn't sleep very good last night, so it's gonna be a rough day. We're only 15 miles out, so we're not gonna be. It's not gonna be very long to get there. We're where I said I was gonna be, Buchanan, at the rudders. Yeah, that's all I got. Everything looks good on the trailer. I did get my my light fixed yesterday, or well, the night before. It was weird. It was the right marker light on the front, and it had the plug-in ends. I ended up cutting those off, and then I found it was like 6 inches in. The wire was corroded on the inside. It was a pain in the butt. I ended up cutting it off. I didn't have any spare wire, so I ended up buying a CB wire for the back of the radio. It actually looks like this one here, and then it's got the little plug that goes in the back of the CB. And then I just snipped wire off of the end of it, and I used that. Now that I'm thinking about it, I didn't need that much up there on the dash anyway, so I could have just snipped a bunch off of that and plugged it in. So I'm ordering up some new wire so that I have that, and then I'm going to order up some plugs. I don't know how that's going to go about yet, but I imagine I can buy those plug-ins anywhere and be able to add them to it. So if it does ever go out or whatever, I can just unplug it, plug it back in. Anyway, we're gonna get that fixed up a little bit better. I put some of those self-soldering butt connectors on, and I do not care for them. I thought they were the coolest thing when they came out, but the more I've used them now, I really do not care for them. So I'm just gonna start. I think I'm just gonna start soldering the wires together and using the heat shrink. Put a little bit of solder on it, throw a sleeve over it, and be done with it. Anyway, we got it fixed. I actually pushed that off for a couple weeks, and yeah, so now we're heading to the delivery. Get this done and get our next one picked up. Well, we're here. We got quite a madhouse. There's one guy that I already seen leave. There's a couple guys over here. I here already unloaded, and that guy is still sleeping. There's quite a bit of us. I know when I booked the load, Mercer had like 4 or 5 of the loads. I planned on being here 6 o'clock this morning, and unfortunately our next load just canceled and won't be ready until tomorrow, and I don't really have the intentions of sitting until tomorrow. So we'll see what happens. should be next. We might do this guy over here first. I don't know. He's out there on doing his stuff now. Even I lost my next load. I don't really care one way or the other. Anyway, we made $2,074 on this load. Did 167 deadhead, 876 loaded, 1043 altogether. We got $237 per loaded mile, $1.99 all miles, 16% deadhead, 84 loaded. So we did pretty good. That puts our deadhead miles, or all mile, rate per all mile, however you want to word it, it puts us at $2.04 for the month so far, and we're only halfway through the month, so should be able to do pretty good. I'm really skeptical on what's going to happen from here. That's why I took that load going up to Albany, because it was going to be quick and easy, and it would get me closer to Messina to hopefully get a load out of up there. That's whether she's going to get a load or not. So it's crazy how some people are just all about themselves. Instead of taking 2 seconds to ask the guy where he wanted the wood, he stacks it all up on the last bundle. But whatever. Alright, so we finished up that load. It went off pretty easy. I got out of there, went up to the truck stop at exit 77 there, the Flying J. Had a little breakfast at Perkins. Trying to figure out what I was doing next. Just before I went in to eat, I found a Messina load. It was kind of my goal to get something a little bit closer to Messina and then deadhead up to Messina to get a load. This kind of worked out for the better, but it's much bigger deadhead now. Instead of going up from Albany, which would have been like, I don't know, I think it's like 180, 190 miles. And I would have had an extra $900. Now I'm deadheading 400 miles. But it is what it is. Right now I'm heading to the house. I'm going to sit at the house for a few hours, and then I'll be up to Messina tonight. Should be home around 5 o'clock. It takes 3 hours to get up to Messina, so if I stay home for 2-3 hours, that'll be fine. Then I gotta get loaded 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. So I might have to work a sleeper, something with the sleeper, probably do a little PC in the morning on site. But for our next load, we'll be going from Messina over to Connecticut and down to Norcross, Georgia. That's it. Heading home, stop in Syracuse to get some fuel, and then up to Messina we go. Thanks for watching, guys.